Thank you for joining me today. My name is Nerikia Williams, and I'll be empowering you to change your mindset. Even the teacher was once a student. The purpose of this video today and this empowerment series is to remind you to have move on ambition, to also remind you of yesterday's empowerment series video, refocusing your energy by reevaluating where you are in life, refocusing your energy, reevaluating yourself, always making sure that you check yourself, and as well as realigning your purpose. What is your purpose and what are you doing it for? Balancing your mental health should be the reason why you stay hopeful in recovering the losses that you may take, whether it was you're down because you lost a family member, something happened and you lost your job, you may have just lost your home, you may have gotten behind on a bill and you don't know where the money's going to come from or how you're going to recover the loss. Maybe you said something to someone and it was detrimental to your relationship, setting building blocks for your future endeavors. When this happens, then you have to make sure that you're able to balance your mental health. What is hope? Hope in the noun tense is a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing. It's a certain feeling of trust. Synonyms are aspiration, ambition, aim, plan, and expectation. In the verb tense, hope means wanting something to happen or be the case. Synonyms is expect and anticipate. Redemption. Why is hope versus redemption today in this empowerment series? That's a good question. In the noun tense, redemption means the action of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil. We all make mistakes. We're hopeful that I'm sure that I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be the best at what I can do. But you may work hard for something and it may not be the case. It may not happen. You may make one mistake and say something that may be offensive to your relationships and building blocks. Or maybe the bill collector called you today and you spoke with the bill collector and they promised that they were going to do something to your account to cancel out a charge, or they'll work with you until you can schedule a payment arrangement. Well, an error happened and another collection agency agent has canceled or disconnected something, and you call and you're like, this is an error, I spoke with somebody. Well, you were hopeful that a certain thing was going to happen, and then redemption happened where you had to call in to be saved from the error that happened on your account, or you had to apologize and redeem yourself from saying something in a negative context that harm your business or your building blocks of relationships with others. This is important with the hope aspects in the noun tense of a feeling of trust. Synonyms for redemption is saving, vindication, absolution, and recovery. Why must a person feel hope? Empowering you to stay hopeful is why I'm here today, speaking with you of this motivational, inspiring, and empowerment series video. If you never desire anything, then you'll never dream or have aspirations. We all have dreams. We all have big, big dreams and aspirations. We all want to be somebody. We all have a goal in life. There's always somewhere that you want to be in life. I asked you, who do you want to be? What do you want people to say about you? I also asked for you to write down, how do you feel about yourself? Did you wake up and make sure that you were good this morning? To have hope is to have ambition towards or a feeling of expectation. I expect to graduate with a degree. Therefore, I aim to achieve a 3.5 GPA or maintain my GPA to plan for my future. The desire of being a doctor is what I anticipate. This is an example of why a person must feel hope. If you never desire anything, then you'll never dream or have aspirations. Why do you feel redemption is necessary? When you're working to redeem yourself, you have to understand that everyone makes mistakes. We all fall short of the glory. If you don't have anything that you're aiming for that's personal to you and that's aligned with your purpose in life, then there's no way that you can have the expectation that somebody else is going to believe in you. There's no way that you're going to have the feeling of trust about yourself. First, ask yourself, do I trust myself to do X, Y, Z? Do I trust myself to make this payment arrangement and pay this bill on time? Do I trust myself to maintain a good standing GPA, to remain in school to become a doctor? Do I trust myself to not make the same mistake that I made that got me to where I am in life? We all fall short and have those moments of failures. Redemption is a noun with the various and different synonyms. It is the action of being saved from error, sin, or evil. It is necessary when we make mistakes or experience a loss to remind us to hope for recovery. You must also feel hope when you've done something wrong, or when you've said something wrong, or when you fall short of yourself. Maybe somebody told you you're never gonna amount to nothing. Somebody told you, you might as well just do what you're doing because you ain't gonna get nowhere with it. That's a waste of your time. I don't even know why you're doing it. That's stupid. That's a dumb idea. When you have Debbie Downers, or when you have those who can't see your dream or can't dream as big as you or don't have the same vision, align with your purpose. Reevaluate where you are in life and ask yourself, what can I do differently in the next 3 to 12 months? What can I do differently in the next year or two that can change where I am in life? What can I do differently that can make those who downed my idea, or those who don't believe in me or ain't even aligned with my purpose, how can I change my mindset to stay hopeful and stay away from those who are in a crab in a barrel or stuck in a crab in a barrel mentality? I don't need that negativity around me. I don't need that type of energy for where I'm going. I got to leave some people at the bus stop. I'm on this bus and you got off your stop a long time ago. Your address of where you want to go is not the address that I want to go. Where you're going, that's not going to get me anything that I need for my goals that's aligned with my purpose. So that's why you must stay hopeful in knowing what your aim is, what your plan is, and how you're going to execute your plan. These are the 3 things that I want you to know when you are being hopeful to redeem yourself of a loss, or when you're redeeming yourself and building relationships with others because of something that you might have did that made somebody not want to endorse you. You might have did something and somebody don't want to sponsor your event. You may have said something to someone else and word of mouth traveled based on your behaviors or the things that you have done or the things that you have said or the way that you present yourself to others. What image am I portraying? What is your aim? What is your plan? How are you going to execute your plan? A person must have the desire to hope for something, because without a plan to execute, then there's no need for a person to seek redemption. When you have nothing to aim for or nothing to gain, then there's no loss to recover. That's why you always have to be ambitious. When we spoke on move on ambition, we spoke on moving on from being down in the dumps. My light got cut off today. I don't know what I'm going to do to get my lights cut on by tomorrow. Move on from wallowing in the fact that your lights got cut off and figure out an aim to get your lights cut back on. What is your plan and how you're going to execute that plan? My aim is to get my lights turned back on. My plan is to hustle and get up off my butt and get a job to get the money to pay my light bill, or to call a family member and say, hey, I need help with this, or to find something in my house, whether it's something that is a picture of lemonade, start selling things in my house that I haven't used. Okay, I can do away with this dresser. I can put my clothes in the closet on some hangers and I can sell some clothes for $2 each. I can sell something in my house that I'm not using. I can sell my Keurig on Facebook Marketplace and I can get a quick $70 to pay this $50 light bill. What's your plan and how you're going to execute your plan? This is why a person must set goals and strive to achieve a level of above reproach and excellence. The importance of having the sense of hope and the need for redemption. Why is it important for you to have a sense of hope and need for redemption? The importance of having the need to have hope and the sense of redemption is understanding that the teacher was once a student. If I don't want to switch places with you or walk in your shoes, I can't take advice from you. If you're still stuck where you was 10 years ago, I can't take advice from you. If you're not a teacher, if you can't tell me some things of what you've been through and how to get through it, if you've never experienced having your lights turned off, we don't have no need for conversation. We don't have a need to even think that we're on the same level because you don't know how to dig yourself from the bottom to get yourself to the top. You can't tell me that I'm going through this because I'm lazy. You can't tell me that I've been there before. You ain't never had to boil no noodles. You ain't never had to stay in and out your house to pay your water bill. Therefore, if you're not aspiring to achieve something or trusting yourself to expect that only good things are supposed to happen to me, then you'll lack ambition to plan for your future. You have to have a game plan. You have to be hopeful. You have to always be striving towards something, because when you stop striving towards something, then it's easy for you to wallow in self-pity and self-doubt, and for those naysayers to say, come on and do what I'm doing, because you see, it's working for me. You need to do what I'm doing, because even though it ain't a good thing that I had to do, it's better than having my lights turned off. It's better than having to say sorry and apologize. I ain't got to apologize to nobody for nothing, because guess what? People looking up to me and people coming to me for stuff. You have to have your own goals of alignment. What are you ambitious about? What are you ambitious about? What are your aspirations? What are your dreams? You have to make it personal so that your story is not the same story of somebody else's. If I don't want to switch shoes with you and walk in your shoes or live your life, then there's no need for me to have my hope be towards your redemption. My hope is not going to be versus what you're doing to redeem yourself. Hope versus redemption means I'm hopeful that this will happen. I'm redeeming myself because every time I try to take 2 steps forward, I get knocked 3 steps backwards. What that means is when you have a plan or you're ambitious or you aspire to be something, those who are in the top 5% of the world, or those who have graduated with a doctorate degree, lawyers, doctors, pharmacists, teachers, they've all been told, no, I got my teaching degree and I applied to be a teacher at this school. I didn't get the job. I applied at another school. I didn't get the job. I've been told no 500 times, but then I turned around and got a yes, because that was my loss and my recovery. I lost something that I had to recover back. Tips for your life. Realize that you are your biggest enemy. Your biggest enemy is you. You said that to me, so that hurt my feelings. So now you my enemy. You my enemy because you don't believe in me. I'm not the problem, you the problem. No, you're the problem. You have to look at yourself and you have to tell yourself, I'm the problem. What am I going to do to fix me? How am I going to get to where I want to be in life? How am I going to achieve this and this? The world don't owe you nothing. The world owe you 24 hours that you get every day. What you do with your 24 hours to be ambitious or to get towards your aspirations or to inspire yourself and motivate yourself is all based upon your actions. You have to take massive actions for great results, because the greater the reward, the bigger the giant. Embrace getting and being uncomfortable. It ain't gonna feel good all the time. It ain't feel good when I had to eat them noodles. It didn't feel good when people was telling me, you gonna be stuck where you at. That's a waste of your time. Man, that ain't gonna get you nothing. Yeah, you look good, but other than looking good, that's all you got to offer. That little piece of paper don't mean nothing. I don't know why you wasting your time going to school because it ain't gonna get you nothing. Ain't nobody gonna hire you. Your dumb ass, you can't do nothing because of the fact that you just went to school to prove that you can go to school. Anybody can go to school. Or you hear a naysayer say, you gonna quit that job because you can't even keep no job. You won't even stay on no job. You're gonna quit anyway. Empower yourself in the boldness of knowing who you are. When you know who you are, what other people say to you, it go in one ear and out the other. I know who I am, but you have to tear me down and you have to make yourself feel that you're more superior to me. And the only way you can do that is by saying negative things that will hurt my feelings, negative things that's going to stop me from wanting to be the best me that I can be. What you have to do is empower yourself every day. This is how I came up with this empowerment series, because sometimes we don't have those people around us that believe in us. We don't have others that's in our circle that say, I got your back. We don't have people that say, keep going, you're doing a good job. Because we're so used to saying, I don't need no vouch. I don't need no validation. When you know who you are, you have to remain humble. You have to remain hungry. You have to remain empowered and inspired. Because once my light is dimmed, then I'm able for anybody to come and unscrew me and screw their light back in me. So I can't dim my light, because when I dim my light, somebody else is able to come and screw a new light bulb in, and then I'm off their source of energy. I'm running off their source of energy. Get back passionate about your dreams and your goals. Your dream of being a multimillionaire might not be my dream. My dream might just be to buy a Range Rover one day. Your dream to have 5 different businesses might not be my dream. My dream might be raising a farm full of chickens. Your dream to feed the nation might not be my dream. My dream and my aspiration, my life goals may be to buy a house one day. What works for you ain't gonna work for everybody else. What you can do and how you get it ain't how somebody else get it. You have to be hopeful in knowing who you are. You have to be able to redeem yourself when you've done something, because when you say sorry, it worked for you. But when somebody else say sorry, then I need more than a sorry for the disrespect. I need more than a sorry for you not believing in me. And when you ain't sorry, or when you don't feel like you don't matter, well, it's the mind of a matter thing, because I know who I am. I have to get back passionate about the things that matter to me, because I don't matter to you, but I matter to me. I matter somewhere, because I'm my biggest enemy. You can't be my biggest enemy when I'm my biggest enemy. I challenge you to make a list of 3 of your dreams, aspirations, or any goal that inspires you. What are your aspirations in life? What is something that you want to accomplish? Don't do it because mama doing it. Don't do it because daddy said it's good for you to do. Don't do it because your sister did it. You can't be like your brother. You can't do the things that other people are doing. What makes you passionate? What fuels your fire every day? What goes off in your head like a light bulb when you think about it? If doing hair is something that you wake up every day and say, oh my God, I just feel so good when I'm massaging somebody's scalp, washing their head. If waking up every day and writing down your goals, or asking somebody, are you good today? If that's something that works for you, when you ask somebody if they good today and somebody tell you, I ain't good, no. Or somebody tell you, yeah, I'm great. Well, what's going on? How you so good, girl? If talking to somebody fuels your fire and makes your light shine, or if working out in the gym, or if singing every day, whatever makes you passionate, whatever you're happy about, or that is your dream. If you want to be the next American Idol, if you want to be the next motivational speaker, if you want to be the next doctor, if you want to be the next CEO, what is your goal? Don't do it because somebody else doing it. Don't do what works for everybody else. What works for you? What makes you feel good about yourself? Realize that your biggest enemy is you. When you have those Debbie doubters, those naysayers, the people whose vision just ain't your vision, if your purpose ain't aligned with my purpose, then you can't be my biggest enemy. Nobody can stop me from doing something the way I can stop myself from doing something. I could have stayed in bed this morning. I didn't have to get up and do an empowerment video. I didn't have to make a presentation. It was something that I was passionate about, so I took the time to do it. I don't have to call and check on nobody. I'm my biggest enemy. I don't have to go and step on somebody's toes. I'm my biggest enemy. I can't make you my enemy. I gotta fight myself every day, because myself can be my biggest Debbie daughter and say, you know, they said you want shit. You know, they said that you weren't never gonna amount to nothing. I don't even know why you keep trying to go to school when you ain't even got no scholarships. You ain't even got no way to get to where you want to go. So how you gonna get there? When you hear those kind of negative things that other people say, it can play over and over in your head if you don't have that mental capability to develop your mental mindset. Your mental health is all that matters, because the greater the reward, the bigger the giant. If my reward wasn't so great, you wouldn't be so hateful. If my reward wasn't so great, you wouldn't be trying to stop me every time I turn the corner. Every time I turn the corner, you right there trying to push me back. Every time I turn around, there's something negative that you're trying to say to get in my head space. My reward must be really great because the giants are really big. But guess what? When your reward is great and the giant is big, you have to always be able to ask yourself these questions. Does doing this make me happy? Does associating myself with you make me happy? Is this significant enough to what I'm doing or my purpose? Reevaluate and check yourself. Do I feel fulfilled after I complete the task or goal that somebody else is putting in my head? When I was going to school and I had to keep doing all those PowerPoints, did that make me feel good? When I'm going to school and my teacher keep telling me, you need to stay the whole entire time for class. I already submitted my assignment. What I need to stay for? I know how to do this. Did I feel fulfilled afterwards? Because guess what? There's a session of a lesson that I could have learned if I had stayed after class and stayed the full time in class. I said, I know how to do this already. Now I need that tool. Now I need that implementation that can help my business. I don't know how to do it because I didn't ask questions. Because I said, I know how to do it already. I don't need your help. Man, I don't need to stay here. It's just computer class. Because I was negative, now I'm in a redemption mindset of saying, dang, I'm so sorry. I need to reach out to the teacher and ask her this because I need to know how to do this to run my business. Will doing this make me successful? Don't hope for it, wait for it. But work towards it by taking massive action. Don't hope for it, don't wait for it. Don't hope for it, don't wait for it. Work towards it by taking massive action. Take massive action towards whatever your aspiration, your dream, or your goal is. Don't hope for it. You can have the hope of, I want to do this. What is your aim? Your aim is, what are you going to do? Or what is your plan or your goals to get what you want? What is your plan? How are you going to execute it? Okay, I want to be a motivational speaker. What's your aim for a motivational speaker? I need topics to speak about. What's your plan? I'm going to record videos. How are you going to execute it? I'm just going to upload the videos. Take massive action. What is your aim? I'm going to help 10 people get fit. What is your plan? I'm going to reach out to however many people it takes for me to be able to get those 10 people fit. How are you going to execute it? I'm going to ask them, are they okay? Do they need any help along the way? How they doing? Do they need any workouts? Do they need accountability partners? What's your aim? I'm going to apply to go to school. What's your plan? I'm gonna go on the website for the school website, and then I'm gonna submit my application and send in everything I need to go to school. How are you gonna execute it? When I go to school, I'm gonna maintain a 3.5 GPA in order for me to get scholarships so that I can continue my schooling. That's how you don't just hope for it. That's how you take massive action. That's how you work towards your aspirations and your dreams and your goals. Anybody can work towards being their best self once you realize my biggest enemy is me. Nobody else is my biggest enemy. I'm my biggest enemy. List 3 goals of your aspirations, a dream that you may have or something that you like to accomplish. I want to be a homeowner by 35. Okay, that gives me 5 years from now. I want to have 3 successful businesses by the time I'm 40. Okay, you already got 2. All you gotta do is just find 1 more business. I want to lose 5 pounds. All right, that's 4 pounds to go. Once you know who you are, then everything else will matter. Once you know how you want others to portray you, what do I want people to say about me when I'm not in the room? That's having that move on ambition, because I got people telling me who I am or who I can be. I got people telling me what they see in me and how they want to reflect off of me. I'm not you and you're not me. When you realize that somebody is not you and you're not them, you got to move in your own direction. Just because you're inspired and you're motivated and empowered by me, my challenge and my aspiration and my dreams are not the same as yours. You're probably still on the bus going to your next destination. Somebody else who is a Debbie Downer or negative person may have stopped off at their destination a long time ago. Maybe I'm reaching my destination, and then when I get to my destination, then I have to realign. I have to readjust. What is my purpose? What is your purpose? Find out what your purpose is and why you matter and why you're here in the world, and then show up every day as how you want others to portray you and how you want others to see you. When you're not showing up for yourself, you can't be good for nobody else. When you don't wake up in the morning and say, "Good morning, self, I love you. Are you good?" When you don't wake up and do that simple step in the morning, then you're not able to help nobody. They're not walking in your shoes. So you cannot afford to listen to or take advice from anyone who cannot endure your battles or what you may be experiencing. You may lace your shoes another way. You might not even lace your shoes. You might wear Crocs. How I lace my shoes and how I walk in my shoes is how I walk in my shoes. You can't walk in my shoes. You can't hand me your shoes because I don't want to walk in your shoes because you're not even happy where you're at. You ain't even in no kind of situation that I want to be in. There's no way that I want what you got. You look good, but other than that, your heart is black as ice. You know what? You're so positive, but then when ain't nobody else around, I'm able to know that you're not somebody I want to endorse or sponsor. So I can't take advice from you, because the way you handle and endure your battle, I don't endure my battles like that. Every time you lose a friend, you get on the internet and you talk negative about your friends. I can't align myself with your purpose, because your purpose ain't my purpose. Every time somebody take up for themselves and tell you how they really feel, you have the need to tell them they ain't shit and that you don't believe in them and that it's a waste of their time. You think that your way is the only way of doing things. If you're unable to experience something that somebody else is going through and sympathize and show empathy with them, then your loss may not be able to be recovered. When you remain hopeful, you ask yourself, what can I do? My lights got cut off. I don't have any groceries in my house. This bill collector understands that I spoke to such and such yesterday because it's on the call log that I spoke to such and such yesterday, but they're still not going to restore my services today. I don't know how to pay my phone bill. Mm, I don't know how I'm gonna get there. I don't have a car to even get there to do my speaking engagement. What can you do? I got a laptop. I can do it virtually. All I gotta do is show up for myself. Well, I got 5 different things that I haven't opened up yet and I just bought in the store. Or I have some luggage that I ain't used yet. I can sell it in the end. Once I pay my light bill, I just buy some new luggage. Well, I can do 5 heads a day to make 75 or $150. I'm able to sell some things, some clothes that I'm not wearing anymore. I can take it to Salvation Army or Goodwill or take it to a thrift shop and see if they'll give me 50 cents for each item or $1 for each item. What can I do? Hopeful people ask themselves, what can I do? They aim for success, they plan, and they execute. Get off your butt to put the work in to prove redemption to yourself. You're your biggest enemy. I'm not proving who I am to you because I'm secure in knowing who I am. No one else's thoughts or opinions or advice of what they do is irrelevant. I don't need for you to tell me what you would do if you were in my shoes because you're in your own shoes and you have your own problems to worry about. You're walking in your own shoes and you have your everyday battles and things that you're facing and experiencing. So your thoughts and opinions or advice of what you do is irrelevant. How is your advice or your opinion going to help me if you're not a doctor that specializes in depression or anxiety? How can your advice or your opinion help me when you're not a computer teacher? You don't specialize in working with computers. How can your advice help me when you're not a business owner? You may be a business owner. What businesses of yours are successful in your portfolio that I want to align myself with my purpose? Do I want to be the person that is standing beside someone that when somebody says, I wonder what they're doing together. Oh my God, I can't believe you hang with the likes of such and such. It doesn't matter what somebody's opinions is if they're not walking in your shoes. Their thoughts doesn't matter. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody have a thought. People sometimes have diarrhea of the mouth. You have to let it go in one ear and out the other, and you have to stay focused on your plans of execution. You have to stay focused on your ambitions and your aspirations, because once you let somebody dim your light and they drain from your source and they put their light inside of your light, because your light was so dark. Once your light get dark and your light bulb blow, somebody else is going to screw theirs in, and then it's manipulation of your mindset. Never let somebody manipulate your mind once you're hopeful to make you feel that you need redemption, unless you tell yourself, I'm my biggest enemy. Just because you put your light in my source, that doesn't mean that I have to pull from your source of light. Why does having hope matters? Having hope matters because when you are the necessary, when you lack the necessary desire for a certain thing, then you become still and stagnant. When you become still and stagnant, anybody can come in and they can just say, this is how you need to move. This is how you need to do such and such. Don't stay still and stagnant, and don't lack your ambition and your desire to be who you want to be, or to dream, or to have an ambition or aspirations. Don't become still and stagnant, because you have to stay hopeful. You don't expect for new opportunities to come to you. When you don't have hope, when you're not able to apologize and take accountability and say, dang, let me check me. Let me check myself. Let me figure out what I did, the mess up what I had going on, and why don't nobody want to endorse me? Why ain't nobody sending me no deals? Why ain't nobody trying to fool with me on what I'm doing? Ain't nobody getting with my program. Why ain't nobody trying to get fit with me? Let me check myself. Maybe it's my energy. What energy am I pulling from? What kind of source do I have? Am I a good source? Am I somebody that people want to associate themselves with? What happens with that is you don't expect for new opportunities to come to you or for good things to happen to you. You forgot that you done dimmed your light. So now you got to figure out what kind of source you're going to have and what kind of light you're going to give to other people. You got to stay hopeful. What's your plan? How you going to execute it? When you lack having hope, you begin to worry more and live in self-pity and self-doubt. We talked about that in the Move On Ambition, and it's time to reset. When I'm letting others get in my head and tell me who I am, and I don't know how I want others to see me, then guess what? I'm worrying because now I'm pleasing you. Now I'm becoming a people pleaser. Because is this okay if I do this? Did this make you happy when I did this? I forgot to check myself and say, good morning, self. I love you. Are you good? How you feel today? I didn't put my mental well-being first. I made sure I pleased you. I made sure I made you happy. I want to make sure that this was good with you. I needed your hand claps and your validation. I needed your approval. You're your biggest enemy. When you start living off of pity and you need other people to tell you, that's good if you do it that way. Yeah, you need to follow me and do what I'm doing because you see this working for me. You don't need to do that because that ain't gonna do nothing for you. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. That's a waste of your time. Now you're doubting the things that you're passionate about because of the fact you trying to please somebody else and make sure they good. But are you good? Are you hopeful in your dreams and your aspirations? Never lose sight of your dream or your goal. Never let anyone dim your light. Always be sure to remember that when you are evaluating and assessing your mental health and your wellness and your well-being, am I taking care of myself? Am I loving myself? Am I making sure that I'm happy with what I'm doing? Is this successful? Will this benefit me? How does doing this make me feel? Is this going to portray an image of me that I want people to speak about when they're discussing me? When people are trying to give me opportunities, is this going to unlock a new potential in me? Is this going to present me with positive influence, or is this going to be negative towards who I portray myself to the world to be? Hope. Hold on, pain ends. Hope. Hold on, pain ends. This is the key to success. Ask yourself, what do you feel you need redemption for? Get personal with yourself and dig deep within. You have to get personal and make your experiences personal in order for you to become successful in knowing who you are and who you want to be. How do you want to show up every day? Once you ask yourself, what do you feel you need redemption for? If you followed along with the empowerment series from the last 3 days, then you know who you are. You know who you want to be. You know how others should be portraying themselves to you, or how you should be portraying yourself to others. You're able to know what your purposes are. You're able to check yourself and realign yourself. When this happens, you have to get personal and dig deep within to be able to ask yourself, what do you feel you need redemption for? How can you battle the need to balance both hope versus redemption? I don't need any redemption. I've owned up and took accountability for everything I've done. I'm hopeful in knowing where I want to be in the next 10 to 15 years. I wake up every day and I just go with the flow. I just go with the emotions. I'm just stop, dropping, and rolling. Every day there's a new fire that comes up, and I'm just going through it. When you balance both requirements of performing your mental health check on yourself, when you balance both hope and redemption, and there's a balance in both of them, after you reset yourself to align yourself to your purpose, when you reevaluate the things that you're doing that maybe just not be working for you, when you're sure in who you are and where you want to be in life, and when you understand that I don't need somebody else's opinions or approval or their thoughts, it doesn't matter to me. I don't lace up my shoes the way you lace up yours. When you're able to balance hope, and redemption, then that means that you're able to bring someone else along with you. That means that you're able to make sure that I'm good first. Balancing both, make sure that you take care of yourself first. Take care of yourself. Make sure your mental health is at the top of its game. And after that, then you want to balance life, because life is going to always like you. But I'm my biggest enemy. This is how tall my biggest enemy is. I'm my biggest enemy. My biggest enemy ain't this tall. My biggest enemy ain't this little. I'm my biggest enemy. I'm the only person I got to compete with or seek validation from. I'm the only person that needs the approval. I have to look at this person at this height. I got to be this tall to ride this ride and tell this ride. Once you know that about yourself, and once you're able to say that, you know what works for you don't work with me. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody got a thought. What worked for you ain't gonna work for me. What you gotta do to do whatever you gotta do, that ain't what I gotta do. You stopped off at your stop a long time ago. I'm still traveling. You stuck in that crab in the barrel mentality. I ain't stuck there. You stuck there. I ain't stuck there with you. When you understand that and you can balance yourself, then you're able to take accountability and say, I'm sorry, I messed up, I dropped the ball on this. I spoke with such and such yesterday. I understand that you're not able to give me a payment arrangement. I'm going to have to call you back with my payment, or I'm going to have to call you once I have the payment. Don't sit and wallow in self-pity. Get up off your butt, come up with the plan, execute that plan, and be able to maneuver and readjust and realign your purposes. Once you know what your purpose is, understand that you matter. Once you understand that you matter, stay hopeful and always be cautious and careful of the things that may trigger your mental health and your mental well-being. Because nobody said the obstacles and that the problems are not going to occur in life. Life happens to us all. It's how we recover from those losses. I want to thank you for watching the Hope versus Redemption Empowerment Series. Make sure you check out Move On Ambition. Make sure that you view the other empowerment series, which is It's Time to Reset. Empower yourself and stay inspired.